You think you need to hustle yourself to death to retire early? You're wrong, and that lie is stealing your future. Listen up. I'm about to shatter every bullshit excuse you've made about why you'll be working until you're dead. You don't need a side hustle. You don't need to become an influencer. You don't need to sell some garbage course about making money online. You need to stop being financially brain dead. Here's what the gurus won't tell you because there's no money in it. Early retirement isn't about grinding harder. It's about not being a complete moron with the money you already earn. Right now, you're probably financing a car that costs more than most people's annual salary. You're paying $7 for coffee because you think it makes you sophisticated. You're subscribed to 17 streaming services you forgot about. You're living like you're already rich while crying that you're broke. This ends today. The average person spends $63,000 a year on complete garbage. Stuff that adds zero value to their life. Money flushed down the toilet of consumerism because they've been programmed to think spending equals success. Want the real secret to early retirement? Here it is. Live on $30,000 a year. Invest the other $33,000. Do this for 15 years. Congratulations, you're financially free. But your ego won't let you. Your ego needs that fancy apartment to impress people who don't give a damn about you. Your ego needs the latest gadgets to feel relevant. Your ego needs to keep up with friends who are drowning in debt but look successful on Instagram. Here's shocking truth number 1. Your stuff is not your identity. The car you drive doesn't define your worth. That designer handbag isn't making you more valuable as a human being. You've been tricked into thinking consumption equals status, and it's destroying your future. Every dollar you waste on image is a day you'll stay trapped in your job. Every payment you make on something that doesn't generate income is another chain binding you to the rat race. Let me paint your future for you. You're 67 years old, your body hurts, you're exhausted, but you can't retire because you spent 40 years buying things to impress strangers. Meanwhile, that weird guy from accounting who drove a 15-year-old Corolla, he's been retired for 20 years, traveling the world while you're still stuck in meetings. The difference? He understood that time is the only currency that actually matters. Here's shocking truth number 2. You already earn enough to retire early. You're just too undisciplined to stop spending it on garbage. The median household income is $72,000. That's more than enough to live well and invest aggressively. But you keep upgrading your lifestyle every time you get a raise. You got promoted, so you moved to a more expensive place. You got a bonus, so you bought a newer car. This cycle will never end unless you break it right now. You need to choose. Look rich or be rich. You cannot have both. Looking rich means financing a lifestyle you can't afford to impress people who don't matter. Being rich means having enough invested money that work becomes optional. Here's what actual wealth looks like. Driving a 10-year-old Honda. Living in a modest home. Shopping at discount stores. Cooking your own meals. Wearing clothes until they fall apart. Boring? Yes. Life-changing? Absolutely. Let me destroy your excuses with math. If you invest $2,000 monthly in index funds earning 7% annually, you'll have over $600,000 in 15 years. At 4% withdrawal rate, that's $24,000 annually without touching the principal. Can you live on $24,000? If you're not an idiot, yes. If you stop caring what others think, definitely yes. But here's your problem. You think you're special. You think you deserve more than everyone else. You think living below your means is somehow beneath you. Shocking truth number 3. Your comfort zone is a financial prison, and you're holding the keys. Every time you choose convenience over savings, you're choosing to work longer. Every time you buy something to feel better about yourself, you're trading future freedom for temporary satisfaction. The path to early retirement is uncomfortable. It requires living below your means while everyone around you lives above theirs. It requires saying no to social pressure. It requires being the weird one. But here's what happens when you embrace being weird. You get your life back. While your friends complain about their jobs, you're doing whatever you want. While they stress about money, you sleep peacefully. While they work until they die, you're actually living. Here's your action plan. Track every dollar you spend for 30 days. You'll be horrified. Most people have no idea where their money goes. It just disappears into a black hole of subscriptions, impulse purchases, and lifestyle inflation. Cut your expenses to the bone. Cancel every subscription you don't use daily. Stop eating out except for special occasions. Buy generic everything. Drive your current car until it literally dies. Move somewhere cheaper if necessary. Automate your investing. Set up automatic transfers before you even see the money. Pay yourself first, before rent, before food, before everything. Because if you wait until the end of the month to invest what's left over, there will be nothing left. Increase your income aggressively. Not through some bullshit side hustle, but by becoming undeniably good at your job. Get certifications, learn new skills, switch companies every few years. Negotiate like your freedom depends on it, because it does. Fall in love with being cheap, not frugal, cheap. There's a difference. Frugal people optimize, cheap people sacrifice. And sacrifice is what gets you free. Get excited about spending less than everyone else. Feel proud when you find a great deal. See every dollar you don't spend as a victory, not a deprivation. The people retiring early aren't the highest earners. They're the ones with the lowest expenses relative to their income. They figured out that stuff doesn't create happiness, but financial freedom does. Know what creates real happiness? Not setting alarms. Not asking permission for time off. Not pretending to care about your boss's opinions. Not selling 8 hours of your life daily just to survive. That's what you're trading when you buy unnecessary stuff. You're trading freedom for things. And it's the worst deal in human history. Here's the compound effect of your stupidity. Every $100 you spend, instead of invest costs, you $400 in future money over 15 years at 7% returns. That expensive dinner just cost you $400. That designer jacket cost $1,600. That luxury vacation cost $8,000. You're not spending today's money. You're spending your future self's freedom. The hardest part isn't the math. The math is simple. The hardest part is dealing with everyone who thinks you've lost your mind. Friends will mock your old car. Family will worry about your cheap lifestyle. Co-workers will think you're weird for bringing lunch daily. Society will convince you that you're not living if you're not spending. Let them think whatever they want. While they work until they die, you'll be free. Here's your reality check. Start at 30. Invest $2,000 monthly. Retire at 45 with $700,000. Wait until 40. You'll need $4,000 monthly to retire at 55 with the same amount. Time is your biggest advantage, and you're wasting it every day you delay. Most people won't do this. They'll keep making excuses. They'll keep saying they'll start tomorrow. They'll keep believing they need some magical business to escape. But you're not most people. At least, you don't have to be. Your future self is begging you to start today. Not next week, not next month. Today. Every day you wait is another day stolen from your freedom. Every excuse you make is another year added to your working life. In 20 years, you'll either be financially free or exactly where you are now, just older, more tired, and with less time to fix your mistakes. Your excuses expire today, and your freedom starts now.